Hey everybody, this video is showing making birdhouse gourds. And I planted birdhouse gourds last summer, and a few people have asked me for an update on how it came along. And I've done a couple of videos showing just, how these have dried out over time, and basically they've gotten really light, and the seeds inside shake around, so that tells me that they're ready. You can see though, there are some spots on here where that outer skin could serve to come off a little bit more if you wanted to really polish them up and make them look all fancy. So basically what I've done, just to show the kind of steps along the way here, was taken one of these gourds here, and I tried a couple of things to try to clean some of the kind of scrappy stuff off the side, whatever was left of the skin, basically using a handheld scouring pad or something like that. In the end, what I found to be very effective, although maybe not the best cosmetically, was putting this into a drill. So basically putting that in, and this basically spins around and does indeed pull off all of the crusty stuff here, which I guess is important if it's a gourd that you're going to be painting. Many of the websites do recommend using a face mask just to keep the dust from all of the fungus and mold or whatever the heck it is that grows on the outside of the gourd, to keep you from breathing that. A dust mask, and I guess along the same lines, if you have safety goggles, pop those on as well to keep that dust from getting in your eyes. I did basically that job with. You can see though how it did scratch the outer shell of the gourd, and I guess if this was going to be something fancy like that I was going to be selling, you probably wouldn't like the unnatural look of the scrapes on there. So I'll experiment with some other ways, but in the meantime, what I really wanted to show you, the stage here, is using a circle hole saw to cut a hole into the birdhouse gourd itself. And basically just hooked up to a drill. This circle hole saw is here, and basically what I've done is popped through. Basically I've drilled my hole right through the side of the birdhouse there. In fact, you can see the bit of the birdhouse that's still in the hold of the circle hole saw there. And now what I'm going to do here is take my stuff, my contents of the birdhouse, and you can see lots and lots of seeds coming out, and I don't know if you can see in there, there's some kind of loose stuff as well. This is sort of like the membrane, I guess, from the inner side or inner shell of the gourd. Alright, so one nice thing about the circle hole saw, it does give a nice, clean round hole right there. This is my first one that I've done, and this one is a 2-inch wide hole, which is probably too wide for, or much wider than needed for most of the birds that I'm going to try to attract here, but it was the only circle hole saw that I had in the house. I'm probably going to go pick up one from either a friend or family member, or just purchase one that is smaller. There are websites online that tell you what kind of birds will be in which kinds of, like which size holes. But in the meantime, you can just see lots and lots of seeds here. So birdhouse gourd seeds galore. So, and that's just from one single birdhouse gourd. And I've got lots more, not lots more, but I've got about another maybe dozen birdhouse gourds to work from. So I certainly will have no shortage of seeds, and certainly I'll be looking to give some of those away to any friends, family, neighbors, etc. who would like them. But in the meantime, I just wanted to show this update on how things are coming along with making the birdhouse gourds. The next thing I'll do is basically to probably I'll stain that with either leather paint or stain or something along those lines. You could paint it if you wanted it to be colorful for ornamental purposes. So kind of whatever suits your style along those lines. And I guess the other one thing I'll point out, you could just use a drill bit that basically has a expander here, so that you drill in, and then it eventually you can drill a bigger hole. But this is probably not quite wide enough. This is a 3/4 inch. It's probably still it's a little small for most of the birds. So that is the scoop on what I wanted to show here in terms of the update on my birdhouse gourds. All right, guys, happy gardening.